Located in the southeastern corner of Wyoming is a tight-knit community known as Albany County. Albany County is home to the only four-year university in the state, the University of Wyoming. For 20 years, First Interstate Bank has been impacting the community with its small business lending efforts, outstanding financial performance, and motivated management team. Throughout First Interstate Bank's history, it has established a values-based family company whose guiding principles are the foundation for the company's success. First Interstate Bank has a set of corporate values that are principles for the relationships they have with their customers, employees, shareholders, and the communities they serve. The company also believes that they are the sum of their people and have established personal values that they expect from their First Interstate family members. In their day-to-day operations, First Interstate Bank utilizes an ethical standard created by Jim Owen called Cowboy Ethics. Recognized across the nation as the Code of the West, this code has been widely adopted by Wyoming and the community of Albany County. Cowboy Ethics is a new approach to business ethics that takes the principles from a much simpler time before the American West was settled. In fact, the state of Wyoming passed a bill outlining the Cowboy Ethics as the state code. Jim Owen's book translated the unwritten Code of the West into a list of 10 principles to live by.
Do what has to be done. And that really ties in with courage. It's not always easy to do that, but we have to be honest with ourselves, with our employees, with our customers, and tell them where they're at. And I think people appreciate that.
We're high on integrity, high on loyalty, and riding for the brand is huge for me.
These principles have been adopted by many businesses across the country, especially in the western states. First Interstate Bank mimics Cowboy Ethics in their own vision and values to ensure that their employees' values and principles align with those of the banks. Last year, First Interstate Bank employees contributed nearly 3,200 volunteer hours to the community of Albany County, giving each employee an average of 100 volunteer hours. Surprisingly, this is only a small fraction of the community involvement from First Interstate and its employees. Julie Bromley keeps track of community activities for bank employees.
It goes back to that statement of mine is, I am my community, and if I don't give back to my community, then my community can't give back to me.
One of the largest programs First Interstate Bank has established within 24 communities around Wyoming, Montana, and South Dakota is the Mini Bank program. Mini Bank is a program in conjunction with First Interstate and community schools where young students are taught about financial literacy and asset building. With the support of First Interstate Bank, students run an internal savings bank where all students have the ability to set up a savings account. In Albany County, First Interstate has partnered with grades 3 through 9 of the Snowy Range Academy in Laramie to enable students to not only learn financial literacy, but some of the basics of running a community bank.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of First Interstate Bank?
Every week, 5 board members switch positions so they can learn how to manage the deposits, count money, run the mini bank computer system, act as the greeter to provide customer service, and another fills out necessary paperwork. This year, the Snowy Range Mini Bank had a total of 48 savings accounts, with a total of $15,479.20 in deposits, a $6,000 increase from the previous year. This growth in deposits could be attributed to Mini Bank's appreciation of their customers.
When you look at a bank like First Interstate, they get their customers by being involved in the community. They're very involved. I think Gary and I mentioned Mike Peck are some of the most involved people I know. They volunteer for everything here.
With a 32% market share of all financial institutions in Albany County and a 52% market share excluding credit unions, First Interstate Bank has the ability to greatly impact the small businesses of the community. There are a total of 10 financial institutions included in the study scope of Albany County. 3 of those are federal credit unions. First Interstate is the largest competitor. A&B is the next biggest bank in the market. However, they have less than half of the market share of First Interstate. The president of the Laramie branch stated it perfectly when he said, "Small business loans are the backbone of First Interstate Bank." Several positive comments from Handle IT, Ludwig Photography, and Tri-Hydro demonstrate that First Interstate Bank's small business lending program has had a significant positive impact on some of the most influential businesses in the community. Thanks to their large market share, outstanding strategies, and commitment to the community, First Interstate Bank has made itself stand out in the community of Albany County and Wyoming. The idea of riding for the brand from Cowboy Ethics is shown through all of the work First Interstate Bank does relating to small business lending. According to the Community Reinvestment Act Performance Evaluation, which is an act that encourages institutions to meet the credit needs of the communities in which they operate, First Interstate's outstanding rating came as a result of several criteria that the bank met or surpassed. Here are some of the factors that helped push First Interstate over the threshold and into the outstanding category. The bank continues to be a leading community development leader in its Wyoming assessment areas. The bank's lending activity in the Wyoming assessment area shows excellent responsiveness to local credit needs. The geographic distribution and dispersion of loans in low and moderate income census tracts is excellent overall. By demonstrating these traits throughout Wyoming, First Interstate Bank has made themselves the best in small business lending, thereby commanding the market and maintaining excellent financial performance. The CRA ratings show the lending, investing, and service ratings received by First Interstate Bank during fiscal year 2013. The management team at First Interstate Bank of Albany County has guided the branch to successfully surpassing annual goals and impacting the community. The management team consists of 4 high-energy leaders with a passion for banking and people. These leaders are President Gary Negich, Vice President and Senior Commercial Loan Officer Mike Peck, Personal Banking Manager Randy Dunham, Assistant Vice President and Operations Manager and Head of Human Resources Julie Bromley. Negich is an outstanding leader not only in the office, but around the community. Negich accredits many of his abilities to a program called Leadership Wyoming. He believes very strongly in the cowboy ethic mantra of riding for the brand, recognizing that he represents himself, his community, and First Interstate Bank in everything that he does, and displays strong loyalty to his brand. Peck summarized his community involvement nicely when he stated, "Community involvement is so important for the bank. We are leaders and we should be leading in the community." Through the cowboy ethics principle of know where to draw the line, Peck is the balance of the leadership team and has the ability to step in and ensure the bank remains focused on meeting all of their branch and financial goals. Dunham, the bright shining light, brings energy and attempts to make waves within the organization. Dunham distinguishes herself by embodying several aspects of the principles of cowboy ethics. She believes that First Interstate Bank, while not specifically focusing on cowboy ethics, hires individuals who have those ideals and understand that customers have come to expect these ideals of the bank. Bromley is the one who gets things done. The rest of the team are able to count on her to take big, audacious goals and bring them down to a manageable level of individualized tasks and goals. Bromley personifies the cowboy ethic ideal of live each day with courage. This makes a lot of sense seeing as she is the get things done figure for the management team. First Interstate Bank has been named one of the best banks in America of 2016 due to meeting or exceeding regional averages on a consistent basis, continued strong community ties due to family and community-centered values, and an outstanding management team. First Interstate Bank has proven through their small business lending efforts that exemplifying cowboy ethics makes them stand out amongst their competitors.